It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. The action tonight will be happening out in Dallas, where the Mavericks will be going up against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Get your numbers up. I had to get my numbers up. I got it like they gave it to me.
Starting it.
The Mavericks look to take charge at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to bring it to you live. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. So for the Mavericks, their last game, a loss to the Indiana Pacers. And they lost it by a single point, just one more possession, or one less bad shot away from a different result. Those really sting.
And really, man, they played their hearts out. Missed a couple opportunities down the stretch, and that was the difference.
Yeah, you know what, Greg? Much love to him because the energy was there. But the execution fell just a little short.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Caspi is out there with Griffin. And it's Marc Gasol. Then it's AI. And it's Harrison in at the 5. You know, for those in the MVP conversation, sometimes what they do late in the season, Clark seems to sway the voters the most.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? That's a great point, and I think you're right on it. Part of it is we all have a tendency to be prisoners of the present. I'm guilty of that as well. When I've seen a team or player perform at a high level, that's what's most in my mind. But you have to force yourself to, again, look at the totality and the consistency of one's performance, particularly when you're talking about these high individual honors.
AI can't hit.
No excuses, no explanations. I mean, got to sink that J from mid-range. Defense wasn't even paying attention to him. Come on, man.
Now here's Barnes. 17 points in his last outing. Doncic kicks to Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots from the line. It's rebounded by Memphis.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They, right now, are searching for a bucket.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Trickeration. I like that, partner. That's pretty strong word creation. And you've got to be creative, though, whether you're commentating or hooping, especially when you're going inside.
Nowitzki's shot is no good.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
And it's AI missing.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Poke loose. Nowitzki kicks to Doncic. Griffin on the double team. Here's Harrison. Out to AI. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. AI's got 8 points.
Tell you what, the defense has to be kicking themselves. Just a step late there, and the shooter made them pay for it.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Grizzlies. That one was played in Memphis.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, I suppose that's right, but it still was heartbreaking. I mean, you hate to lose in OT, no matter how hard you played. You want to come out on top if you're going to play those extra minutes.
One-on-one fast break. Oh, Griffin in position, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Boy, the timing of Griffin really superb in these situations. He has a great sense for when to leave the floor on these alley-oop jams.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now it's ended down to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Rick Carlisle.
Well, Kevin, I talked to him about the shot blockers they face in this matchup. He said if we can play a little more up-tempo and score before their bigs can recover and get set, that'll help. Also, putting them on the move in half-court sets, whether ball screens or screen and roll, can help as well. We'll see if his team executes his game plan, Kevin.
That's great, David. Thanks. They've got their hands full against a team that plays such tough D.
And that's why you got to be flexible in terms of your game plan, particularly on the offensive end. They might have to try a few different approaches till they find one that works.
For sure. I mean, they have to be ready to adapt. The only way to break down this defense is to show them a lot of different looks.
Now, here is Smith. He's coming off a 16-point game against Indiana.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off him.
Like his mid-range game, Barnes incredibly lethal from the mid-range. When he's got room to shoot, he doesn't hesitate. You know, you look at Harrison Barnes, and the question when he went to the Mavericks was, can he carry the offense? Many thought he might just be a product of the Warriors system, which he left. Well, he answered all the questions, and it's clear that he can be the focal point of an offense.
Here's Smith after the made shot from Reyes. Doncic with it. 14 points from him the last game against Indiana.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Memphis.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Smith kicks to Barnes. Right side, Jordan over Caspi. No good off the back of the rim.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Here's Smith following the basket by Marc Gasol. And the Mavericks call time here. Fans can see what a team is doing on the court, but they can't see behind the scenes. Mark, in your experience, what are some of the hallmarks of a team with great locker room chemistry?
Yeah, you know, it varies from team to team. You know, you got various personalities, but I think the one common theme is really a respect for each other and a willingness to sacrifice for each other. That creates an atmosphere for people to be their best. The teams that have good chemistry, there may be friction, there may be drama, but underneath any of that is a real respect for each other and a commitment to sacrificing for each other.
Barnes outside. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. And for Harrison Barnes, the scoring forward out of UNC, said he wants to model his game, Clark, after Paul Pierce.
Hey, that's not a bad guy to look to model your game after, boy. Paul Pierce knew how to get it done, and he wasn't overly athletic, but he knew how to play angles. He could get to his spots, and he was such a great mid-range shooter who developed into a consistent three-point threat as well. So I like that comparison or that aspiration for Harrison Barnes.
Now here's Barea. He's guarded closely. It's blocked. It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Let's take a moment now to recognize a player who has been incredible lately, and it's earned him Western Conference Player of the Month.
And the way that he has been able to kind of create something out of nothing for his teammates has been remarkable. Fantastic and timely passing combined with his vision is something that all players should aspire to have.
Now here's Barnes. He's been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game.
And they've had chances to score inside, just unable to convert.
Yeah, you know, defense or not, good defense or not, those are shots you got to make. I mean, they're missing some easy ones.
Out to AI. Back to Len. Plays it up and banks it in. And the Grizzlies lead by 19.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now, here's Barea. Really struggled in the loss against Indiana. Shot clock at 6. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And that one drops for him. Matthews has got his first points of the game.
Man, nice to watch Matthews rise up with confidence, Kevin. Superb at getting good position close to the rim.
To the inside. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by AI.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here's Powell. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Back to Matthews. Tries again. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, I like how confident Matthews is down low. Impressive work by him drawing contact inside.
The Mavericks have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
2 shots. And guys, you know what? That's made things hard for them in a lot of their games. I mean, that inability to convert their chances at the free throw line.
Free throw, good. Matthews.
Guys, Wesley Matthews is a pure shooter. A long-range bomber who also plays lockdown defense on the perimeter. That's a heck of a combination.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Here's Reyes. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. That's 12 points for AI.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb and the execution even better.
And so it's Memphis. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Back to the action after this word. We had a moment to talk with AI on his team's chances to win it all this year.
When the season started, there was a feeling on this team that we have what it takes. I mean, why not us, you know? I think the depth of our team is a big strength, and if you match us against anyone else in our conference, we can definitely hold our own.
Greg, AI not getting baited for, talking too much about his team building up their chances. But this team is primed for a big playoff run.
And Kevin, he did say he likes their chances. Well, I love their chances. This team doesn't have many weaknesses. If they get hot in the playoffs, I'm not sure I see anyone getting in their way.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And the Grizzlies have been rolling right along, haven't they?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, it's been impressive for me too, Greg. I mean, they've snuffed out a lot of shots, and I think they've had an intimidating effect on the opponent.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Brooks and Green at the small and power forward spots. Garrett Temple is out there with AI. And it's Pachulia in at the center. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Bulls was huge. He ended with 31 points and also found a lot of open guys with a big assist total. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it. And he took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling. tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
And you know what, Greg? I think defensively they're going to be ready for him. They won't make things easy. Coming off a game like he just had, I mean, he's going to get a bunch of attention.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Barnes can't get it to go.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And you can see how this game is going. I mean, put a body on somebody.
Exactly, man. Come on. You got to be physical down there. There's got to be some intensity and some physicality on the boards.
Dallas calls timeout. In NBA history, only a handful of rookies have averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds. And, Clark, you were one of them.
Yeah, it's a point of pride for me. Obviously wasn't able to be part of a playoff team in the short time I played, but did distinguish myself individually for the short time I played, and that's fairly select company when you talk 2010 guys as rookies, and it's a pretty impressive list to be on. Actually, one of my peers, Terry Cummings, is also part of that first-year 2010 group.
You talk about names: Wilt Chamberlain, Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Hakeem, Tim Duncan, Bird, Shaq. I mean, what great names.
Yeah, some phenomenal names, no doubt about it. Glad to be on that roll call list.
And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Marc Gasol is checked in for Memphis. Blake Griffin comes in for Green.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, it's been a bunch, and I think it's made the difference in the game. I mean, they've actually done a great job on the board.
Over in the corner, Matthews. Dallas, no good that time either.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Griffin passes to Reyes. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Smith outside. Over Harrison. Jordan trying to free himself up. Smith, no luck.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Gasol kicks to AI. Jordan with the rebound. Mavericks trail by 20. Matthews scanning the floor. That shot no good. Great D that time from Griffin. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
For Dallas, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Now, here's Doncic. He's guarded by AI. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You look at Memphis. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And, of course, the Mavericks. Not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And, for the Mavericks, seeing them where they are now, it's easy to forget just how awful they were a season ago. This is a team that's made major strides to lift themselves into the middle of the pack.
Boy, I tell you what, it's been a grit and grind effort for them. They know how to win, and that's not something you could say about them last year.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Powell's checked in. In the recent CBA, there have been a lot of provisions put in there for retired players. Health insurance, increase in pensions, Clark, reimbursement for tuition. What do you think of these changes?
Love them, Kevin. Absolutely love them. And again, credit to the league and to the Players Association for thinking outside the box, reaching back to benefit some of the former players that are actually in need of these benefits and deserving of them. Come on now. Those guys paved the way in many ways for what we see of the league now. And most players appreciate and recognize that. And for it to be tangibly recognized and rewarded is great to see. I love it.
Smith finds Matthews. Back to Smith. Pass to Matthews. Over Caspi. Tries again. And Jordan with the nice inside bucket.
Yeah, Jordan is impressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Reyes, the pass to Griffin. And there it is for him. Griffin's got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Smith. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. To the middle. Here's Doncic. That shot misses. Nice D from Reyes. Caspi passes to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep.
Now, here's Doncic. He's tightly guarded. Matthews dishes to Jordan. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
Here's Reyes. Off target from outside. Outside Matthews. 1:44 left to play here in the second quarter. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
Now Smith. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. And Matthews kicks to Smith. That's tipped. And it's Memphis on the break. Out to AI. Memphis moving that ball around. And Griffin, here we go. Reyes. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got 5 assists in the game. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Dallas. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Powell with it. Griffin on him. Here's Doncic. The kick out to Matthews. Over Caspi. Dallas again missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Fast break Dallas. Here's Matthews. It's rebounded by Memphis. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Sinks the three-pointer. Doncic has got 5 points so far. And so it's Memphis, holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough... Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Really an incredible game from AI.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
Inside pairing is Dirk and Jordan. Smith at point and Doncic next to him. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Dallas shooting around 29% from the floor. A tough night for them all around on the offensive end.
And looking at Luka Doncic, incredibly mature for his age. Physically, the broad shoulders, weighing in about 230. Mentally, though, advanced understanding of how to play the game.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, the Mavericks were ecstatic when Dennis Smith Jr. fell to them with the 9th pick of the 2017 draft. For a team in need of athleticism and size at the point guard, it's been a hand-in-glove fit. The 6'3" Smith has a 48-inch vertical, one of the highest ever measured.
A terrific young player, an elite NBA athlete. David, that's for sure. Good stuff. Thanks. You know, Greg, it's amazing that Doncic, at his age, could already have such a complete offensive game.
I mean, a terrific skill set. In Europe, Doncic spent plenty of time as a primary ball handler. Obviously, can score in a number of ways, just a versatile threat. They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Here's Barnes, and he overshot that one, missing.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half. And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run.
And as the receiver, he doesn't feel the need to go for the monster finish that time. I mean, laying it up for the 2 points worked out just fine.
Nowitzki, no good.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
To the paint. Here's Gasol. A shot, no good. Good D by Jordan. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Oh, Griffin in position. Barnes looking around. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
You just make the assumption that's going down. I mean, an uncontested mid-range jumper, I think he should have buried it, but you know what? He didn't. It happened.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and the dunk by Barnes.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
Here's Gasol. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Gasol's got his second bucket of the night. So it's the Mavericks now. Smith finds Jordan. Back to Smith. Over Harrison. The kick out to Barnes. Smith outside. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Griffin. Over in the corner, Doncic. And it's off from three-point range. Grizzlies have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Caspi with the bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's his third foul of the game. On the Mavericks with some changes. Measury, he's checked in for Jordan. And Barea subbed in for Dennis Smith. Pachulia, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Green comes in for Blake Griffin.
And, you know, we've seen what Rick Carlisle can do on the court. He's a former coach of the year in the league and led the Mavs to a championship back in 2011. But his off-the-court talents are also very impressive.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And talking about Carlisle's outside interests, one I know of, he's an excellent pianist.
And you know what? He is. And he's played with a well-known musician or two in concert. Also an avid pilot. This guy is a Renaissance man.
That free throw good from Barea.
J.J. Barea has speed to burn. I mean, he's shifty, he's quick, and because of that, he's extremely valuable as a decision maker and scorer. Great competitor.
Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. Then for the Grizzlies, Brooks checked in for Casper. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Harrison. Here's Reyes. Off target from three-point range.
No luck for him this half after being outstanding from outside the arc in the first half.
Barnes passes to Barea. Pass to Powell. Barnes outside. Great D that time from Green.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Barnes against Brooks. Deflects the pass. AI outside. And another miss by Memphis. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Memphis has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Wesley Matthews checked in for Dallas. Memphis also making some changes. Len comes in for Jaja Pachulia. And it's Jackson in for Green. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Now here's Measury, guarded by Len. Barea with a wide open look, drills it from outside. Barea's got 5 points now this quarter.
It's hard to know what Barea is going to do in the pick and roll. I mean, he keeps the defense off balance, and not only is he an excellent passer, but he's a very good shooter out of the pick and roll, too.
And that one drops.
Great basketball from him, Kevin. A commanding performance, helping add to the lead this quarter.
Barnes outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Memphis has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Here's Reyes. Hits the target from 18 feet. AI's got 32 points in the game.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Dallas shooting a terrible 27% from the floor. Boy, an off night for them to say the least. Barea kicks to Barnes. Second chance shot, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And Memphis called for the foul. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Memphis.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
Barea looking for an opening. He kicks it to Matthews. From past the arc. He can't hit that time. And Memphis the other way now. And it's Memphis on the break. AI no good.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You too.
That's a jump ball.
And here are the Mavericks now. Measury finds Barea. Matthews. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got 3 assists tonight.
Remarkable poise from Wesley Matthews. Looks like he's very comfortable shooting as soon as that ball hits his hands.
There's the lob to Jackson. Powell with the steal. It's Matthews on the wing. 7 points in the game. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Now here's Barea. And there's the pass to Barnes. Over Brooks. Barnes can't get it to go. And so it's Memphis out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be back with you shortly. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah,
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Pachulia comes in for Jackson, and AI is subbed in for Marshawn Brooks.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Grizzlies.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And in what's been a solid season, to say the least, tonight's game will push their win total now up to 53.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
Yep, but 2 more to go before the end of the season, and they'll obviously be very confident heading into those 2 games.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for AI.
There isn't much else you want from someone. He gave it his all and was rewarded with a triple-double.
So on the floor for Memphis, they've got Brooks. AI is out there with Garrett Temple. Then it's Alex Len, and it's Pachulia in at the 5, roaming the paint. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Nowitzki, the pass to Smith. Looking for Mejri. He gets it there. Pass to Doncic. Dallas moving it around. In the corner, Smith with it. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Len. Smith, no good. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Well, it's official now. Your team is in the playoffs. So what do you draw from tonight's game in terms of motivation going forward?
What I draw, that's the character of this team. You know, we always focus. It's a great group of guys, and we know the job that we got ahead of us in the postseason. So, you know, we're not going to ease into it. We're going to go full speed ahead.
That's the only way you can live in the playoffs. Full speed ahead. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being.
AI, we've got a couple quick questions for you here.
All right, let's do it. What's up, guys?
Hey, AI. I was wondering how you feel about being one of the leading candidates for Rookie of the Year this season.
Come with me, guys. I mean, if that's the case, it's a true honor. You know, I feel like I've come a long way, and I wouldn't have come this far without the help of my coaching staff, my team, and everybody that's helped me to make this an incredible season. I truly got to give props to everybody who's made this possible.
Well, props to all of them indeed. Good luck, AI. My money's on you for the award.
Thanks, Griff. Appreciate it.
Looks like the buffet's open, Griff. Follow me.
Thank you, guys.